Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Natural Ones. We are here to bring joy and spread jokes that, probably not. Chris,
what's up?
Giveaway.
Speaking of joy,
yeah.
You guys want one of the cutest homebrew creatures to ever exist in your 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons games? Let me tell you about the Garship. Now the Garship, what are they? The Garship are this wonderful race of little otter folk created by Underground Oracle. They live in like little colonies, and they basically act like otters. They're all fun, rough and tumble. They live in swamps, and these swamps are like magical swamps that grow around like this axolotl like creature that they worship and coexist with. Just like this big, happy, fun community. It's something
they break things on their tummies.
Yeah, they do that. Not aggressive, just cute, fun things. A great little thing. They are non-aggressive. They're not like the Yakuska, another Underground Oracle thing, which are cute little quokka-looking things that explode when they feel threatened. So those are dangerous. But the Garship, it's a wonderful like. Little creature with like a really cool like kind of world building concept that Underground Oracle made. Super easy to just kind of drop it into your world and surprise your players with something they, can't possibly have read ahead of in the book and try to act like they one up you. If you got like a rules lawyer at the table, right. Throw this in there. You'll have no idea what's coming.
Drop it like a baby.
Super satisfying. Drop that baby gently into its crib and
lovingly
sing,
kiss it on the head and say, "You're a beautiful baby. You're always going to be."
Yeah, sing nice little lullabies. Wish that baby a happy sleep. It's gonna be such amazing things when it grows up, such as play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition with Underground Oracle supplements. Straight from the underground. Yeah, if you want to win this supplement, all you got to do is be active in the chat. We'll be giving it away at halftime, and then the winner will be randomly selected.
And we also have Janet Jackson at halftime. Oh, did we not get her?
Underground Oracle, if you don't know, little independent publishing company that makes weekly supplements for 5th edition. I love them. I've been trying to get Tyler to include as many of them as possible, including the Garship. I very badly want to run into the Garship, but it is what it is. You can check them out on Twitter at Underground Oracle, and you can buy their stuff on DriveThruRPG, but even better than that, you can support them on Patreon, and for $3 a month, or $6 a month if you want a little bit of extra stuff, you will get weekly supplements. That's less than $1 per supplement.
Supplements that have been play tested, and they have really good design work as well. They look professional. They
basically all come with plot hooks, which is fantastic, and they're specific and interesting in their design, but open enough that like it's super easy to adjust them to fit into whatever world you're running. It's what I really like about it. But yeah, that's that. Get in that chat. Get that Garship.
Wherever it is.
What are we pointing at?
I think she's trying to point to the chat.
Oh,
you're the other way.
Yeah, the chat's the other way.
Yeah, that's what I was
unless they're watching us in Australia, I'd assume.
Or Israel, they read right to left, and I am the resident Jew, so gotta.
It's true.
So does
keep
Japan.
my brand.
Yeah, so does Japan. Well,
is Japan also Jewish?
But does that change the position of the chat bar? I
Wait,
don't think so.
No.
It does not. It was just a joke about how Australia's toilets flush the other way. It's the
Got it.
Coriolis effect?
It's the Borealis effect. It's the
Aurora Coriolis.
It's the David Boreanaz effect.
I love Bones.
Yeah.
It is Bones?
Yes.
Excellent.
Or Angel, or Buffy, or
Buffy.
He's in Buffy.
He's a sexy vampire.
Wait, is he Angel?
Yes.
Yeah, Angel's
That's
a spin-off,
hence the show.
Is there
a dislike button on a person?
Yes. But I won't tell you where.
You have all exited the city of Corhall, walked the mile distance to the barrier wall, and standing there at the wall is Ark, sort of just. He's sitting. I said standing, but like he's sitting down. Just kind of seems to be lost in a small little book. He's got it open, and he's sort of like, I'm just like patiently reading. Profile to you, and as you walk up to the actual barrier, he closes it and like opens this little, puts it inside, gets up.
What was the book?
I couldn't see. It's
yeah. Maps and Sewers of Corhall. Well, I guess he can't hear us, so I guess just kind of a little wave.
And he goes ahead and goes to he vacates the spot, and he goes towards the actual outposts, right? The medical tents. He's gone about 15 minutes. But as maybe not have all of your dice out on the table when she's on the table. I'm kidding. I'm not actually. I just thought it was funny.
No, it's fine.
Yes, Chelsea.
So we haven't left the barrier yet, if I understand this correctly?
No, you are still within the barrier.
So while this is all happening, I'm gonna, out of character, ask a really quick question. This is before or after we...
It's before.
Lit. Okay.
So you haven't rested, you haven't, done anything.
Cool. I would like to then do the locate creature and talk to Set Lolly about the dude who she's trying to... Well, let me do that in character. Set Lolly. Set Lolly.
Knock knock.
Yes.
I know this probably isn't the time. But do you want to find that guy?
I mean, I guess it would be nice to have a concrete answer for Moral as to where Brachus is.
Alright, I'm gonna do the spell then.
Okay.
And I cast Locate Creature.
Mm-hmm.
And I locate the creature.
How much? Okay.
Assuming that they are not a polymorphed person. Or... That's it. It doesn't say they have to be alive.
You
That's
sense
really
the direction
unfortunate.
to the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you.
Mm.
And she explained that we got how they look and everything last 2 sessions ago from that lady in the camp.
Okay.
We learned their backstory, their grades in high school. We're really familiar.
Okay. You have the name of the person and you have a vague description. So it's enough to know that yes, the Brachus is within Corhall.
So they're inside here. I don't know if you... I mean, I don't know if they're one of the blob dudes or not.
I mean, I think we have to assume that everyone in here has been infected. Plus, I was told he was already in here because he was infected, so... This is just unfortunately the reality that this curse has caused. I don't want to go back with that answer, but I have no other choice.
I'm sure they'll understand.
I hope so. I'm not entirely sure what he means to them. They just said he was an acquaintance, but I have a feeling it was more than that since they asked. So I'm not looking forward to letting them know.
So Ark returns with Rose in tow, and kind of like in some roundabout way is like writing. She's like writing on a pad, and then puts it up to the edge of the barrier, and it essentially just asks, "Is everything done?"
Yeah, we.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off my things so I have a magical tinkering, and I'm gonna just make it broadcast like the infection stopped, and hold that up.
Yeah, it's got a little the words appear above, and she writes again. Evidence.
What spell, Philip, do you use to see
Yeah,
the
push to
infection? What's the spell you use to see the infection, Philip?
Detect magic and disease.
Detect poison.
Or detect poison and disease. Which
We don't really
which
have
only
anything
lets the
that
person
can
who casts
detect.
it see.
And it does have a finite range as well.
Yeah. I'm going to ask if they can cast that to see that we are clean, so we can talk.
She kind of like nods and begins casting the spell, and looks at you all, and she writes on the pad and then holds it up and says, "Unfortunately, I think to be safe, we're gonna have to ask you to like spend the night inside the barrier to be 100% sure." Very long note.
I don't think we really have a choice.
Yeah, she's giving the you get the sense that she trusts you, and she does see with her like that it's dormant, that there's nothing on, but seems like she's saying like we have to be positive.
I mean, it doesn't seem like we have a choice, huh? So we should get somewhere high?
You're a mile out from the city.
Yeah, we're safe out here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just mean to say that in the way that like you have a pretty good sense that they're not gonna like come all the way out.
They're not
here.
coming to get us.
Start laying out. I just start laying out my bedroll.
I'm trying to even reason if you would have it.
It's in my adventurer's pack. It's not. It's possible it would be in the saddlebag,
I
figured the tents would be in there. But like,
yeah, I thought
yeah.
So yeah. You guys can start to make camp. Rose leaves you one last message that like in the morning she'll bring she'll come back with Talia, and you guys will should be able to come back through, no problem. At the moment anyway, it's close to 4:00 by now. By the time like through going through the town, going through the Undercity, and like coming back out and making your way over here, it wasn't that far of a walk, but it was probably a long one. So yeah, you guys are looking at about like 4:30, and it being around dinner time. And does anybody have anything for the night?
I think I'm just gonna like lay down and turn over and like just kind of immediately like check out, sleep.
I want to keep watch.
Okay. Yeah. It's fairly easy to do. You know, you will have to eventually sleep. So
Yeah.
like, but for like the first or second half, it's not hard to keep watching.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Nameless, Liam, you guys want to do anything? Okay. Yeah, this is just the opportunity. If you don't want anything, that's fine.
I think I would probably attempt to try and talk to Philip, but I think that I would notice probably that he is checking out.
There is a despondentness to him.
I'm just gonna like walk over and I'm sorry that happened. I know you didn't want to do it, and we kind of outvoted you.
You
Yeah,
didn't
it
do
sucks
anything wrong.
I didn't think I did. I just was apologizing.
I'll be okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Sleep good.
You too.
You guys make a small dinner from just the bit of rations and other small collections of food that you guys all have. And pardon me, sorry. In the night, there's a moment around 11:30, close to midnight, echoing, still from the city, a distant echo, a sort of chorus of wailing and screeching goes out. You can recognize the screeching as the things that it was using to paralyze you. The waves of them, it happens in these waves for like 5 minutes at a time, every like half hour. These things happen. Distant enough that it's not super loud, right? It's not affecting you. It's not anything more than just sort of a very underlying tone to the evening. Sleep overtakes you, and you wake up the next morning having a long rest. You're all welcome to hit the long rest now. I'm also gonna just take a second real quick. Just there. Morning comes, but very, even in the barrier, you can tell there's a layer of like a morning, not frost, but like a morning dew. Like the barrier has these very tiny droplets of moisture on the outside of it. You don't feel, while you were inside, it didn't seem like the weather was affecting the space. Does anybody want to do anything until Rose arrives?
Yeah. As soon as I'm awake, I'm gonna start packing my gear up. And I'm going to start walking back towards Corhall.
Okay. To the rest of the group, you do see Philip walking back to Corhall.
I'm gonna follow him.
Sure. It's easy to achieve. He's not running or anything. So you approach Corhall. You are.
I'm gonna
sort
toss
of
that Lolly
into-
ascending stone. Sorry.
Yeah. You send that. So. And keeping just a generous sort of distance from him, said Lolly. You are at the edge, like about 15 minutes later. You're at the edge of Corhall.
Do I see her?
She's not being subtle, but it seems like she's giving you some room. Like it seems more like she's following you, rather than like walking right next to you, right?
At the edge of Corhall, do we see any of the creatures? Any of the...
No. Seems like you would have to go in.
Okay. I'm going to cast Bless and put it on me and Set Lolly and head further in.
Okay. You're disturbing her rest. If you wanted to say something, go ahead.
What are you doing?
We need one more answer before we go back.
What's that?
We need to know if we can bring them back. Otherwise, they're gonna have to figure it out. So, I need to make sure that I've done everything I can before we leave.
Okay, just tell me what you need, and if I'm able to help, I will.
Keep a distance, keep your eye open. Just cover me.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
Heading into the city, the two of you kind of... what pace are you trying to set now?
I'm not trying to get anywhere in particular. I'm more just looking for signs or sounds that...
Well, you're hearing the general, like, overtone of the humming.
Right. So it's basically just like trying to like get from corner to corner to look down each street, basically.
It's not long before you would like look down an alley and you see two of them.
Okay.
But I'm gonna need wisdom saving throws from the both of you.
Yeah. Okay.
Jackie?
I got an 18.
Did you add your D4?
For bless, yeah.
I got a 31.
Okay. 18 should already be enough. So I don't want to cause you too much anguish there of like trying to get the where are they? Yeah, the both of you are able to resist the sort of like charm of these things.
Okay.
So you're able to approach them if you would like.
Okay. I
I'd say right now the distance between you and them is like 25 feet, 30 feet.
Okay, I'm going to close that gap and touch one of them and cast Remove Curse.
Okay. Is that what level spell is that?
3rd level. I just got it.
True. Everyone did level up. So, I did say that. And they have known that once the long rest has happened, they have gained 9th level abilities and powers.
So it's mostly just taking that feeling we got from that device, and just kind of feeling that and trying to find that lingering on this thing and trying to sever it, more or less, or trying to suffuse it or put a barrier around it with the kind of divine aura that I have, trying to basically shield them from it and expel it.
So, in your dreams last night, Philip, it's this half memory at this moment of a conversation with ROI, a brief interaction of all you can really remember. You can't remember what the conversation was. You can't remember any of the words. You know you had one. You know you had something, but in the nature of dreams, in the nature of gods as well, it seems pretty clear that the things that are sticking with you are the images or the feelings that you're getting, and that's what's more important. And there was the feeling of there's like one word that sticks out to you, and it's sort of like champion, and the feeling is sort of it's protective, it's very stalwart, and it was an emboldening of resolve. And the feeling you get while you know that you can do this now and that you would like to try is the feeling that she's pushing through you further. She sees the task in front of you and wants to give you an outlet. The other thing is, were this a normal curse, it would have worked right off the spot. But what I'm going to need you to do, I do need a vibe check. As this is a persistent effect, powered by magic, powered by a lodestone, the removal of the curse that you're putting through as the spell itself is so it's your proficiency plus your wisdom, or sorry, what's your caster?
Charisma.
Proficiency plus charisma, that's what it's supposed to be. So the energy flowing through a removal of a curse is generally tied to like the person or the object. This is you feel an outer barrier that you've had to penetrate through because of its nature. Because of its nature attached to this lodestone, it is more than just some insignia somewhere or some, what am I trying to say? Like some ritualistic curse or some sort of like object holding the other thing. It's much more powerful. What did you roll?
16.
As you place your hand upon the creature, miss, but they're looking to attack you, and you just kind of, it's one of those things where like it like bumps into you, but it's not anything.
Yeah.
And as you concentrate and the form breaks and cracks and reforms into the body of a young man, probably no older than like 17, human. Same way that you saw with the half-elf, just veins of scars and deep, some pock marks here and there of these damaging spells for the moment. He's catatonic, but he's there.
Okay. That's my turn.
We're not really in combat,
Okay.
so these things move slow enough that if you're trying to get him out of there, you could do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna drag him back, and
You
as
can
I
pick him-
do,
that's what I'm saying. Like you can easily pick him up. He's light for you anyway, but like he seems semi-emaciated at this moment.
yeah, I'm going to move him out and set him down. I'm going to cast Detect Poison and Disease.
How far are you saying? Like you say to take him out? Like you mean
Like
out of
30
the
feet.
city?
Like 30 feet.
Okay, so you're.
Just far enough away that this thing's not going to get to him.
I would say that you probably have to go outside of the city. Just like you didn't travel that far, but to be safe, you would probably just want to leave the whole place.
Oh, like I'm not done.
Okay.
Um,
All right, then you're able to go a distance, but you do see the other one slowly crawling towards. So you detect poison and disease.
yes.
Looking at him, it's a similar dark maroon of dormancy, and you see the other also has that, where they used to have this vibrant red sort of essence. They are all now dormant.
Okay. I'm going to, after setting him down, I'm going to run to the other lump and cast Remove Curse.
Go ahead and give me a vibe check. Lolly, you're kind of over the body, just kind of perusing the other directions, making sure he's okay.
21.
You said you were defending, so I just wanted to make sure that I knew that would be what you wanted to do. Say it again.
21.
21. In a similar fashion, you're able to penetrate the magic surrounding the curse through the lodestone and push through and wrench this person back into a form.
Did it feel any different than the last one?
How do you mean?
Did it feel any different? Did it feel more successful? Did it feel like I accomplished something there that I didn't accomplish with the first?
No. It was the same.
Okay.
It was a very similar feature. It was the breaking and the cracking and the reforming, all the scarring.
Okay.
It's a halfling woman, but she's in the same state as the kid.
I'm going to use 5 lay on hands to remove the remnants of the disease, if possible.
There's not really a remnant. That's
Okay.
what I mean by dormant, right? Like I said, it's like there's not anything that like.
Then I'd like to put 5 in anyways, just to...
Yeah, you put lay on hands on both of them, and their condition doesn't seem to. Even a general medicine check, like even just like trying to check their state, it's like it doesn't seem to have improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for safety. Okay. I'm going to put them both over my shoulders and start walking out.
Sure. Liam.
Once after I did the thing, gave the thing to Sally, I was spending the morning writing down everything I had gathered about the ruins and such on the cursed portion of the lodestone.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to gather that information just to gather my thoughts on it, see what
Sure.
else I could figure out, but also to have something to when we're reporting what all happened.
Yeah.
I do also just want to check in with Setlali and see if I can ask like what they're doing, how it's going, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it would be super simple to do so. You would get a call at Lolly, and would you say anything more than just the general situation? Okay. She sort of relays to you the what has kind of gone on in the relation to like Philip has seemingly broken the curse on 2 people, and they're both on their way back.
I want to, based on what I've like tried to figure out about the curse, I have an idea, but I'm gonna wait for Philip to get back.
Sure. With 2 people on your shoulders, you are certainly not moving at a quick pace. It's going to take you about 25 minutes to make that mile, but I'm also going to have like an endurance check from you. So I'd say that's
con or strength.
It's con. It's a Constitution saving throw.
I rolled a 1.
It's not about like you don't get them there, right? Like it's just more like I would say you probably take a level of exhaustion because of it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of exertion, so yeah. Unfortunately, you take a level of exhaustion. And you're gonna lesser restoration yourself? Are you thinking about it?
Lesser restoration does not let me do that.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be greater restoration.
Greater. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, man.
That's fine.
Make sure you just notate that you have 1 level. Hi, baby. So, yeah, go ahead.
Philip, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm great.
You did everything you could. And you did remove the curse. And that is a start.
Maybe. It's not set yet. It's going to take time to see if it sticks.
Exactly. But you still did your best. And that's all that anyone could ask for. You didn't walk away. You did what felt right to you.
We just need to know if it works.
And if it doesn't, do not, and I mean do not even think about blaming yourself. Because this is not you. You did not do anything. In fact, you helped more than anything.
Are you done yet?
Yeah. I'm done.
$20, maybe closer to like 23, 24. Philip and Setlali sort of crest the hill. Again, it's a mesa, right? So the city lives within this like sort of like canyon area. And they crest just over the slope that leads into Corhall. Philip carrying 2 bodies, and Setlali in tow. Bodies are scarred, catatonic. Same thing. Philip gently lays them down. With your help, you guys set them down next to the barrier. At this, Rose and Talia would have arrived by this point. They sort of see the bodies on the ground, but they're kind of waiting for you guys to delegate or just like address them. So go for it. Between you guys. Okay.
Liam, Tell them I believe the curse has been removed. The infection is done no matter what. They can't infect anybody anymore, but I'm gonna need to observe them for a while.
I actually would love to observe them with you. I have... Lolly told me what you were doing, and it kind of gave me an idea. So I wanna watch the effects of what's going on here, and see what's happening.
Were you thinking about the machine?
Kind of. I don't think that anything can be done about the active stone. But you remove curses. It's abjuration magic. It's tough, but it's not tougher than eye bite. Like eye bite's higher level magic than breaking the curse, at least the way that you have. And if the curse can be held off or put at bay temporarily, maybe it'd be possible to make something to hold it off indefinitely. I don't know if I'd be able to do it for more than a single person per lodestone, but if we got people, if we could make it work, if we could figure out if this functions, and we got people, we reach out to Nerith and Barlow, and not Barlow, well, he could probably help, and Thaddeus, we might be able to outfit them with like something like personal devices that could stave off this curse, at least while they wore it.
It's possible.
I'd need to do more research, but if duration of breaking of the curse is the issue, that might be a way to get around it.
For now, my primary concern is that it won't last, or that they won't be able to recover from this state.
Yeah. But it's worth looking into, or trying at least. So we should watch them based on what this did, and if them getting an idea of how this affected them could help shape the abjuration magic in a device, because you have more playroom with that sort of thing, you know? If I need more than one effect or slightly altered effects, that's something I could do with the shaping of the magic, but it might be possible.
Sure. They may not want to let them out right now, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Before they changed back in a matter of minutes, it seems. So it probably won't be too long before we have an answer.
I'll go out, do the explanation thing. Once that happens, I'll come back. If you're still observing, I'll come in and observe with you. If you're not, then we'll come get you out.
Sure.
Okay. So moving towards Rose and Talia, you kind of wait for your initial thoughts. Talia sort of like writes down, you all seem healthy, and indicates it's a good thing. Inquires about the two bodies, and also I guess would also say something to the effect of like, we can let you out.
Yeah. Just let him know we aren't planning to bring the bodies out currently, but love to come out and let him know everything that occurred.
She goes ahead and drops the opens in the barrier. A rush of like clean air, a cool spring morning, and the sound of people, like from the tents, right, from the medical tents, and from just in general the area around you, start to feel your senses. Who's stepping out? Okay. Nameless, are you staying within the barrier? Yeah? Okay. Panther staying too. So the three of you exit. Talia says, well, it's good to see that you are all okay. And she kind of looks to Nameless and Philip and says, I will close the barrier for now. Just indicate when you are ready. And she looks to the three of you. So,
yeah, they want to monitor those two for a bit. I guess I'll get to why at the end of the thing, because I'll give it to you in order. Yeah? As is probably evident by what it seems to be the case, we don't have proof of this beyond them being the ones to try and bring the barrier down. Seems like this was an attack by the Bronze Wolf. We didn't find anything specifically inside to clarify that. It was being spread through the new water filtration system that was installed. It was magic being powered by a fairly powerful lodestone that was segmented into two parts. It had two main effects. The first was basically letting the disease spread. It's what would change it from in the water to in the air as well, and as well as it was what basically kept the disease active. The other part of the lodestone, and I'm going to be pointing out my, like on my schematic that I was drawing up, like things like what this means, that sort of thing. Here, it also has a curse involved, preventing people who have contracted the disease from being cured. With the resources at my disposal, and potentially with any resources, I was only able to deactivate one of these two things. The disease is now dormant. It's not being spread through the air or water, and the creatures themselves also seem to be dormant in terms of spreading the disease. But they are all but two currently, still infected. I don't know if what attempts and what methods you have used or you've heard about them using in trying to fight this thing, so you may be familiar with this catatonic state. We tried to cure one when we were inside, and they were in this state for a bit, but not that long, before reverting. We've tried something a little more powerful on these two, and we're seeing if it holds, how long it holds. So Philip is inside, keeping an eye out on them, which is something that's a lot less dangerous to do now that they can't infect others. But we're unsure on that still, and we're working on potential solutions. But for you and your team and your people, I can draw up the curse schematics for you to look at in case you think of anything potentially. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Did I miss anything?
But it seems as though there's only a few things for us to do then. Well, in our records, there's no... There were few attempts made to help the citizens of Corhall. None successful. None worth doing for safety's sake at the time. So we certainly have if the disease is dormant, as you say, and as we have confirmed with with our certain levels of detection, then it's a start, and I mean that in the most gracious way. It is a true start. It's something that, and if the two that you are talking about sitting here are truly affected, then we have the makings of a way to potentially be done with it. I would say that it would behoove us to wait. Get a confirmation. She doesn't really bring up much more than that at this moment. Seems like she just kind of wants to see what the final result's going to be before she makes any moves. Inside the barrier, the two on the ground are sleep. They are breathing, but they don't have any sort of They don't have any sort of even again like the bare rudimentary sort of like medical knowledge either of you would have, which is more on Nameless than on Philip, which is just that they're not really that responsive. Hence that catatonia. It really is just a breathing body. There doesn't seem to be any sort of person.
I realize I forgot to pick my 5th level spell. Please.
It's all good. After half an hour, you've like once you reach the hour mark of like watching them and sort of having carried them in town and all that, there is a break and a crack, and you start to see on the young man, his leg is losing its form, and it's breaking back into the mound.
But the other one is fine so far?
So far.
I'm going to... Man. I'm going to... Okay. I'm trying to find some way to
I'm giving you a
Yeah.
second. I'll basically say you have about 5 seconds right now. His other leg is starting to go.
With
His
the
whole form is pushing back into what it used to be.
I want to grab the two crystals the
ones you have
I've
left.
got charged.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to try and use them in conjunction to get enough energy to do another remove curse.
So the crystals only let you charge a second level spell.
Individually, they're second level slots. Is there a way to?
There's not. Yeah, I'll let you know now that like there's not a way to like absorb both to like supercharge it into a new thing. Nameless. I'll let you go in a sec. She just seems like she wants to see. Yeah.
I want to go over and look at Philip. I'm really sorry for this. And then I'm gonna cut off his finger.
Whose finger?
Not Philip's, I'm so sorry. The dude who's the 17-year-old boy.
Okay. That was gonna be a trip. Okay. You cut off the boy's finger.
Does it also change? Now that it's not attached to him?
You'll have to see.
That's what
Yeah, I'll let you know in a second.
I'm going.
I have a logic behind it.
You do. It's great. It was just really so out of the blue that I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm going to.
It's like he's morphing. So like the rest of his body is still changing.
I'm going.
You have one. Yeah, you have.
I'm going to call on my channel divinity, and I'm going to try to use all the energy that I would use to use just like my divine spells, and just try to use it to reject the curse. I want to try and take the energy that I would put into making the shield expand into instead being a barrier, trying to basically replicate somewhat the way that the
yeah. What I'll say is, give me a spell check, and all you get is your charisma bonus.
That's a 10.
You've used your channel divinity.
Yeah.
The nature of which what you're trying to do is very. It's not normal. It's not a typical pathway. It's a lot of new attempts at doing the same thing, and it really is just not. It's not how this works, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You can feel like. Because of the shield and like because of that connection, like there was potential, but there's just something about the connection is just not strong enough to be able to actually pull off what you're trying to pull off.
Okay, I'm gonna.
But he has fully reverted back to the flesh mound at this point, and the finger in your hand is a finger.
I'm going to grab the other body and move it like 60 feet. I'm just gonna grab it and just like move it as far as possible.
I'll allow it that you guys were able to kind of like get out of there before anything happened with the other man.
Yeah.
If not without sounding funny, but I have a finger of the guy.
And it didn't change?
It didn't change. I know it's not like a super doable thing. I don't even know if I have enough money to do it, but I learned how to reincarnate. I could try killing them and bringing them back. They're in a lot of pain.
We can we can lure them away.
It's in their body. I don't understand what you mean, lure what away?
This one hasn't changed yet.
It's going to eventually. It's not like the further we move... Oh. What if we take him out of the barrier?
I'm not sure if that's it, or if I just didn't do it right the first time. But this one hasn't changed yet.
It's not much longer after that this body starts to revert.
Okay.
In the same way.
As it starts changing, I run as far as I can and drop it as far from the barrier as I can.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
you don't get too far, and you run back and put it down.
Yeah.
What are you dropping?
The body was shaping back into a mound, and so he was taking that away from the barrier and just. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I dropped the thingy. I was like, oh, I'm screwed.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Is everybody still outside the barrier, or have they left?
Everybody's still outside the barrier. Again, they were waiting as well. They wanted to see what you were trying to do.
Yeah, so I'm going to drop them as far away as possible. And
it's easy to do. I won't make you roll for the screeching, but I'm not. It's stuff that it's not with the disease dormant. They're really only a threat of hurting you, and I don't need to play that.
Yeah. She had something in her mind.
Liam?
So, Nameless's idea was...
Well, you haven't heard it yet, but sorry. She said reincarnate, right? So think on that, and as she brings it up, you can make your point. Go ahead, Nameless.
I saw what the dude with the finger looked like. Can I locate creature and try to locate him and see if it's still him?
It does.
You
use it as a locate, and it's him. Seems like these things have a presence that is still themselves. The curse just changes the physical form, and not through a polymorph, right?
Okay. Let's
Should I keep the finger?
Yeah, keep the finger. Let's get out of here. Keep the finger. Leave the cannoli.
I couldn't say it. I was like, of all the things I could have cut off, but
Yeah.
it's not a hand.
off his
it's a
head.
finger.
I cut off his head. Did this help?
Let us in.
Coming back to the barrier, Talia, has seen what's been going on, so she drops it and lets you out.
We're gonna need something stronger to break the curse.
Also, do you have 1,000 gold?
Are you asking Talia?
Yes.
Okay. She's sort of like looks at. No.
Or something of equal value, because I want to bring him back to life. But we have to kill him first.
It's very sweet, but we do not have that.
Do you have a lot of things that equal 1,000?
No. None that we could do without.
Do you have anybody who specializes in curses in your order?
We do.
They probably will know better than I do.
Knowing the nature of it is very helpful. And knowing what you've done there will save us time and will headaches later of what to do. And she sort of like reaches for the finger. She's like, and with this, that's also a thing that we knowing a separation to the form is viable, is also a it's all knowledge and it's all helpful. I understand that you want to make sure that you don't leave more problems. It's evidenced by your effort. Imagine if you had not arrived. We appreciate this. It helps us, and it will help the people of Corhall. No matter what the end result is. Their catatonic state is something that worries me.
I want to just basically outline the idea I had for personal devices. I haven't been able to do enough research to see if it's possible, and I might not be the expert needed for it.
Even what you have outlined, what I would know in terms of these things, it is certainly a possibility if there is a constant effect, a permanent sort of removal, it might work.
I don't know if I'd be able to make it help, but I might be able to convince someone to come here and work on it. I don't know, it'll depend on how convincing I am. But because if your order has people who specialize in curses, I might be able to get someone to come by who specializes in artificing. And potentially together you could think of or work out something. If not, the solution I presented them something that would help.
Yes, if there are willing parties, please indicate to them they are welcome here. You've done something good, but, and she kind of directs her attention towards you, Philip, you don't have to be happy about the result. In the saloon, we understand the difference. It's something that we constantly face. Our good works are helpful, but they're not always resting well. I don't have a lot of advice to give you that I think you will appreciate, but simply take the knowledge of any of this, if you can, You have saved a lot of people some hurt. And do not worry. We're not leaving. This is not over for us. We simply just have a new tactic. You aren't leaving anything behind. And if you want to get catty about it, we were here first.
Is that a pun?
Yes, it was. Tipex.
I don't.
I don't get it.
She says, but we will still be here. Please, if you need any supplies or anything, you're welcome to them. We wish we could be more help as you have been. And we will inform the townspeople of what is the progress we've been making.
Thank you.
Thank you. To step in and do what you did, it takes a heroic morality. But it also takes compassion. Saloon, the Book of Saloon, we have a passage, semi-poetic. Waves crash against soft stone. A stone rubbed clean by those waves. Time. Time is what's going to heal these things. It's also what's going to give us our solution.
Was there an attack while we were gone?
No. The first in weeks. I am not positive how long they will last. Maybe with the knowledge of their device altered, the attacks will either stop or increase, is what I would have to assume.
All right.
We'll be fine. We know how to deter them.
Okay. I'm gonna start heading towards the tents.
Yeah, you guys still have your main tent that you guys had. Flanagan has also sort of been sitting there watching all of the stuff. Ark is also back in the tent. I see you have returned.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping watch.
It was my pleasure. You still owe me.
I know.
Is there anything else anybody needs to do in these medical tents? Anything in the medical outlets?
I would like to go back to where we talked to the man who was evacuated from Corhall, who told us about the fountain.
Yeah.
The like.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name. But I'd like to go talk to him.
You find him pretty easily.
Hi.
Oh, you're back.
Yes. I was wondering if you knew anything about who Corhall's trade partners were. What cities they often ship back and forth with.
Well, we had our main Sestead is the capital. We did a lot of work for them. There were a few outposts in Timus as well as in Matandore. But you would also have found us eastward, towards the border of Sestead. From the bare bones of what I know, I think it's something like it probably would have been what is it, Ryanstead? Ian? Ryanstead? Yes.
I've heard of that. So all pretty local to Grania then, yeah?
All within Grania, yes. Our main exports or traversals are through those channels. At least in Corhall. Corhall is more of a research station for Grania. It doesn't deal too much with other states. But that was why it was such a big deal that we were talking to both Asia. And, well, we also, outsource to a local farm. I guess local, meaning about 100 miles away.
Excellent.
Bayame Hill is the town.
How close did you say that was?
About 100 miles.
100 miles.
Yeah. It truly more symbiotic. They provided us with a lot of the resources we could no longer find in the area, and we helped them develop tools and machinery that would be clean and help them cultivate the land better.
Excellent. Thank you. This was very helpful.
Welcome to, yes. Yeah.
That's all.
Great. Your camp is packed. Everything is basically ready to go for you guys. Just need to know where you guys want to head, or if you guys have anything else to do while you're here.
I guess I'll ask Rose how Pokey's doing as well.
Oh yeah, she takes him hands it back to you. He was good. He ate all his grubs, and he just seemed to want to explore a little bit.
Thank you. That makes a lot of sense.
He's really fast.
Was that?
He said he's really fast.
All right.
Is he a triplet?
It's like this weird love triangle between like a squirrel and a mongoose going on.
Yeah, it was really odd.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but so
I think they threw like a cybernetic rabbit at there at one point.
one time.
Yeah, one time.
There was once.
Yeah, got weird. All right.
So nothing else for anybody?
Yeah.
I mean, so at this point we seem to need to go talk to Barlow. I want to try and reach out to Thaddeus, and the easiest way to get a hold of him is going to be from home. So, I guess heading to Sestead. Anyone else have any places they need to go or any thoughts?
It's a long ways. We might want to see if we can hit up some places on the way there just to get supplies and rest, but
You're looking at a 450-mile, roughly, trip. That's going to take you about 18 days on foot. On horseback, that'll take you about 9 days.
we could stop at that farm 100 miles away. Is it on the way to Sestead, or is it?
It's on the way.
On
Yeah,
the way.
so the some of the cities that he said were actually on the way to Sestead. So the only one that's not is Ryanstead. Ryanstead is on to the east, again, towards the border of Sestead and Grania. The Bayame Hill is about 100 miles away, northward, and then slightly northwest of that is like you would basically still like if you snaked a path up towards Sestead, you would hit Beame Hill, then you would hit Matandore, and then you would hit Timus.
Okay.
I mean, if we are heading in that direction, I don't think it's a bad idea. Definitely to check out the farm, because you told us about your conversation with the refugee.
Yeah. I assume like the knowledge, all that knowledge about the map is now common knowledge between all of us.
Great. What they mentioned farming machinery, and isn't that what the Bronze Wolves are mad at? The changing of the land?
It's possible. They're mad about a lot of
might
things.
Be true. They seem generally blanket angry, but I mean, why not check it out if we're heading that direction anyway?
Any objection? Or
Okay, so how are you guys wanting to travel northward?
well, we've got Pangolin, we've got Flanagan, we've got Click Whistle flying, we've got the saddlebags, we've got the ability to summon horses if we want to summon horses. There's a lot of ways we can travel fast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of motor options.
For the sake of spell slots, we could try and rent horses at that farm once we make it, or purchase. I don't know if we can rent them if we're not coming back, but it's a thought.
Yeah, I don't know if it's renting if we never bring the horse back.
Yeah. We just take it far enough and then it stops and we just slap it and send it back.
Just do a nameless
we
did after
could
the...
buy from the farm, and then once we get to Sestead, look for a buyer.
Just do a nameless
We
did
don't
with
need
with the jail cell horse.
Be free.
Go.
Okay, he just turns around and walks back to Sestead.
Yeah.
Why?
It was a good thought, but then it
It's
was
like, no.
So I just need a choice, though. I just need a decision from you guys.
Well, you can fit 2 people on Flanagan and 2 people on Pangolin, right?
Yeah. Then we can put Ark in the
Okay.
saddlebags if we want to travel that way. I guess
Ark's
Panther
in
would be running in that
saddlebags.
case. Although Panther would have to run no matter what. He can't really ride a horse. Can he actually sit on Pangolin and like wrap his
No.
paws around Liam?
Oh, man.
Is that Lolly?
I'll sit on Pangolin if he becomes a motorcycle. I will travel that way.
Okay. So Liam and Setlali on Pangolin. You could... Basically, yeah, if you put Ark in the bag, and then Liam, Setlali on Pangolin, Nameless, and Philip on Flanagan, Panther and Clickwhistle also move that... Like, they move at the pace that they would still be able to go 8 hours without, stopping,
Getting too tired.
So, if that seems viable for people.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I would like to wild shape.
Sure. What are you wild shaping into?
What is the land around here like?
Again, if it had more greenery in it, you could see it being more like it's close to the river, right? So like it's not far from that kind of land. So it's more like rolling hills, but this is more like canyon area. It's not like desert. It's just that it's slightly more barren. The hills are full of like yellowed grass and like crabgrass and things like that, rather than like green hills or sort of like
And
rolling
alive with
swamps
the
or
sound
anything
of
like that,
music,
so.
and only I will hear that.
I'm just gonna be a panther.
Okay. So you're breaking north towards Sestead with the intention to stop at Beame Hill along the way.
Yeah.
Correct?
Sounds about right.
Okay. You start your journey north. Ark in the bag. Everybody where they want to be.
Would Ark rather ride on Flanagan, or does he want to be in the bag?
No, he likes the bag.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, it's comfy. He gets to think. And at that, we are going to take our break. So... Oh, yeah. So, again, be active in chat. We have our giveaway for the Gar ship.
Yeah, get some cute little otter folk.
Otter folk.
To put in your game.
And we will be back relatively soon. Welcome back, everybody. And we're happy to see you.
Yeah. Super special congratulations to...
Insert name here.
For winning that very, very exciting giveaway. Hope you have a lot of fun with your new otter friends. And yeah.
Good job, buddy. Good job. So it's going to take you 2 days to get to the first town.
Trying to catch me rad and dirty.
Over those 2 days, it's pretty. Yeah, you guys are going great. Yeah. As the 2 days that go by, they are uneventful in the spectrum of sort of like activities that you face or like creatures you face. As you start moving northward, you do start to see the landscape start to get healthier, especially by the end of the first day. It gets a lot more healthy. It gets to be something where you're seeing critters come back out. Like there are some prairie dogs and things like that here and there, kind of like poking around. But as you're passing through, there are more birds. There are some more rodents in general, some like rabbits and the like. Towards I'd say you guys would you can take away your level of exhaustion as well. At this point, you guys would also have long rested at the start of the second day.
It requires food and drink. Do we have food and drink?
Yes.
Okay.
Jesus. It requires food and drink.
It's
food and drink.
It's what D&D Beyond told me.
So they over these, you'll basically reach Bayama Hill at around the 6-7 hour mark of the second day of travel. So for that like 15 hours of travel, or I guess the day and a half, like through this stuff, have you guys wanted to do anything, say anything? Is there anything really pressing that you guys needed to discuss?
I get a prairie dog.
No. You're moving too fast and you're a panther.
I carry a prairie dog like they do dog's eggs in their mouth. There. No,
How
the dogs
carry
eggs in their mouth. I struggled. Tyler's right. When I try to bring someone down, I can't. I'm just too nice.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. I was just making sure that there was nothing like super important to discuss. It's just general conversations then at that point. It's nothing. Bayame Hill is as you sort of like crest over one of the areas, you see it seems to be probably about, you would judge, seemingly about 20 acres of land, sort of reserved for this little farming community. You can see them from this far away. It's pretty open, right? Like this is farmland, so a lot of the space is just reserved for the produce. You do see a couple of like threshers and a couple of I don't want to say tractor, but more like amounts to a tractor. Like it's a self-pulled like a self-moving. Yeah, it's a tractor, basically.
Plow.
Yeah, it's a plow. Yeah, it's like it's not horse-drawn, but it is still. It's not like it's not carrying anything else. So these things kind of move through the spaces. It seems like there's a sort of like a gathering towards the center of town. Again, it's not that big of a town. Most of the size of it is in the actual like plantations of the stuff that they're growing. You can see that they're growing a lot of food, and they also grow a lot of like material. So you're seeing cotton. You're seeing a lot of like spring produce. So things like a lot of fruits are in season at this moment. So berries, cherries, that kind of thing. There's tomatoes. It's not a small garden. These are like long rows, these acres of these things. So it seems much more like an operation. And towards the center of town, you see like there's a gathering. There's a lot of the houses seem to be right there as well. It seems like everybody kind of lives in the center of town, and they all go to work on the land. So there's this kind of like there's like this big bonfire going off at the moment. It doesn't seem like anybody's in the fields. It's too late in the day. It's close to like 4:00 now, so nobody be working by this point. Or they're kind of all just like ending the day.
Let's see. Does it?
Yeah. What's up?
Does this gathering look like they're doing anything in particular? Are they singing? Are they dancing? Are they quietly talking? From our vantage point?
From your vantage point, it just seems like a gathering. No music necessarily. There's the distance you're at. Like you're not really hearing a bunch of noise. You don't even see that many people. It seems roughly around 30, 40 people. Oh, sorry, and I'm sorry. Like the bonfire itself, it's almost as like it's a communal dinner. Like you're seeing some people operate like on tables and things around this bonfire. A bunch of different sort of like foods. You're seeing like rices being made, a stew of some sort, and also just a couple other like bigger things that they're slicing potatoes. They're doing a bunch of different things. And I'm saying like you guys are also kind of like moving through the town if you would like. Like it's not that it's basically it's like just off of the main road that would take you to Sestead. But it's not far off, so you guys would be able to like ride through, and then the other end of the town basically goes back towards the main road. Names.
How much time has passed? I missed that part.
It's later. This is the second day of travel you guys have had, and it's towards the end of the second day of travel.
So I would be not a panther?
No, you'd still be a panther.
Lit. But I'm on my second wild shape.
Yes, you're on your second wild shape.
We've long rested, second wild shape. Gotcha.
Yes.
On the same pahina.
I don't know what that is.
Got
Me either.
Page in Spanish.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm fluent.
Okay. As we pass through, does it seem like there's any sort of post office situation? Does this place seem large enough to actually have a dedicated space for it?
I don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't see... Any of the buildings here just look like homes. They don't look like businesses. As you guys are kind of like coming towards the center, all of the conversations kind of stop and look towards you. It's a fair amount of... There's like... Of the 30, 35 people, like 3 of them are humans. You see an elf, and you see a dwarf, and then the rest of them are half.
Nice.
And as you kind of look around and they're all sort of silently watching you, you see them kind of like get a little guarded, and you start to hear like some like distant thudding, and coming around the bend, like carrying a log that is, it's just like this like big, like, huge, like 2 foot in diameter like log, and chucking it onto the bonfire where they're sort of like slow roasting some meat. A minotaur just sort of like it just turns back towards you all and looks at you, and you see him like grab one of the like a fire poker, and just kind of, as he's watching you, just kind of like stoke the fire, and then he starts making his way to step up to you.
I'm gonna just kind of wave at them and say, "Hi, we're traveling. We were just with the Knights of Saloon a couple days ago, or the Knights
Droplets.
we were just with the Droplets of Saloon. We're heading back to Sestead, and they pointed this out as a place to maybe stop by on the way back."
Just kind of keeps looking at you.
We just wanted to see if you all were having any issues, given everything happening at Corhall.
No issues.
All right. Good.
You see him start to like eye weapons and just kind of what you guys have on your person. You looking to stay the night?
If you wouldn't mind.
We don't have no inn.
That's fine. We can camp as well.
He kind of like takes a few steps. He's like this like 7.5 foot tall, rippling muscle, just kind of just like he looks super intimidating. Like it's this sort of like charcoal gray fur lining the parts that are actually furred, and he steps over to one of the halflings, and you kind of see him like look down and say, don't seem like no disastrous folk. So the halfling looks at him. He steps up and says, "Well, my name's Bartram. Guess you could say I'm the mayor of town. And you're welcome to make camp here. We're just in the middle of starting dinner. To answer your question, no, we're far enough away from Corhall that they didn't see a reason that we would be affected. But also, we're sort of a smaller community as it is. They're certainly one of our closest trades, but nothing more than that."
Oh, that's good. Yeah. We just given they've been having issues with some attacks outside of the initial outbreaks. We just wanted to make sure that none of them were coming up here and giving you any trouble. It seems like you're doing all right.
Minotaur sort of steps forward. He's like, "We're getting attacked."
Yeah. They've been getting fairly regular attacks since the disease happened, but they may be stopping now. At least they had their first day without an attack in a while yesterday, or the day before.
Nobody's just gonna stop attacking. I'm gonna wait for a week. they've been hitting it as hard as they have. That's what I would do. And the halfling sort of Bartram was like, well, we don't live that life anymore, though, Montauk, do we? He's like, no. He just kind of keeps going back and stokes the fire.
This is really a remarkably pleasant settlement you've got.
It is. Please, join us. And he's sort of like, here, we'll help you set up. You'll
sure.
be... We've got a little plot right here that you could sit down in. And so,
pull everything out of my elf.
they're all kind of like, oh, like at the side of it, but like nothing more than that. A few of the townspeople kind of help you guys set up camp and help you guys designate everything. They help. They've got a water trough for Flanagan, and they sort of set it up in a way that like he can be next to the camp if you'd rather, and he's looking around and enjoying himself. Panther as well as sort of odd looks towards him and you as these two panthers kind of like move through the camp with no.
That's right. She's still a panther.
With no issues or like no like control. So they're all kind of like, there's a few of the kids that like you can barely tell are kids, and they kind of like wide-eyed look at the two of you.
Are you a long-haired panther?
For that
I forgot
moment.
I didn't have hair. I'm so used to being a human.
All right.
She turns into an animal, but she still has her regular hair on top of the animal's head.
I hate it. It sounds so weird.
It's very. I was gonna say very Full Metal Alchemist.
Very Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, seems like they're just a lot of them are just sort of like settling down for dinner. And what I'll say is the night is basically going to go on in this fashion. They seem to just kind of be collecting for the evening. A lot of the conversations are just sort of semi-insular. Like they're not about anything. They're just kind of talking, enjoying the food. It's good food. It's hearty. It's a nice stew. So it's like the potatoes and other veggies have been like cooked into a sort of a steam pot, and so not bad. Just nothing more than that. Is anybody wanting to discuss anything?
Yeah, I just want to get to know the who's there, just like introduce myself and just conversation about.
They're open enough. Once you guys are set down and Bartram has kind of agreed to do this, then everybody opens up a little bit more. Maybe not all the way, but certainly enough to be pleasant.
What's the dwarf's name?
The dwarf's name is no family name or clan name.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're related.
He's clanless. He would roughly tell you that he left. He never actually had an established clan anyway.
Okay.
And when he left Ulankar, he journeyed around for a while, and then he landed here and just kind of enjoyed the company.
Okay.
He also he knew a bit more about carpentry, so he was helping them kind of he kind of points out some of the adjustments to the home. You can see where one part of the house has been built upon, and the thing that's been built upon is much more intricately designed, or it's much the wood isn't as warped, or it's not shoddily made. So he seems to have really upped the scale of what they can live in.
Excellent. And none of the names ring any bells or seem cool.
No, these are just kind of
Just
normal
farmers.
folk, farmers. The Minotaur is pretty much the only one who kind of keeps eyeing the five of you. Not mean mugging. He just seems to be the only. He seems to be kind of like continuously positioned. Like if you guys ever move around the camp or like the town square, like he just kind of continues to position himself to be. Philip, click whistle. You would kind of understand. Like he seems to be positioning himself if anything. If you guys start anything, he's very close. He's like directly in line of sight with you. So like
I'm going to set the pick and shield down like once we're sitting around.
Yeah, anybody is welcome to sort of like quote unquote ditch weapons, but like he's
I'm gonna let the hedgehog run around in the dirt for a bit.
Okay.
Just like keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, okay. He doesn't go too far.
Okay.
He's a domesticated hog.
Yeah. He's settled down. I would like to specifically start up a conversation with the Minotaur if he's down.
He doesn't like. Again, he's not aggressive. Like you can just tell that there's something to his motions that are very decidedly like back against the wall, looking at you guys, making sure you're in his sight, kind of like at all times.
He's like the protector of the settlement.
You're getting a feeling like that. So as you step up to him, he there's room in front of him, or there's room to sit with him.
Okay.
And he just has this like giant platter as a plate.
Yeah. So how long have you been working the land here?
Few years.
It seems very peaceful.
It is.
I kind of envy it.
I did too. That's why I stayed.
I'm getting the feeling that there's a lot of conflict in your past, huh?
Do I look like that?
Well, to envy people living peacefully, I don't think I ever did until I started adventuring and finding myself in conflict. It's one of those things you don't really value until you realize what it's like to live without it.
Yes. There's a lot of violence before.
Well,
I was before I was a commander in the Granian army. We moved through here chasing something. I don't remember. It wasn't important. It was a task. I did that task. But we had to pass through here to go, and I really liked this town. I kept thinking about it for months. So I came back. I left the old world behind.
I'm glad you were able to do that.
Why?
It's just nice to see somebody find peace.
I don't know if I found peace. I found where I want to be.
That might be the closest we ever get, honestly. Well,
Was that all?
That's all. I was just a little curious.
And he sort of like takes it. He like gets up, gets a bit more food, sits back down. Where are you all from?
A bit of a. We've all got our own origins, sort of, but we sort of hang around.
Oh, I'm not asking for your life story.
Oh, Sestead, mostly. We sort of travel around, but we've been actually working with Sestead's military lately, so it's.
Who with?
Daphne, mostly. With the amount of responsibility I see her carrying on her shoulders, I imagine your post must have weighed a lot on you as well. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of lives.
I liked the work. That's why I like it here. There's structure, there's order. Crops are going to need you to do it the same way every time. He needs you to be there. But they also aren't people's lives, so it's not as...
And yet, in a way, the food you make here goes out to feed people who need it, so...
Maybe. I just like making the food. And I just like being...
That's respectable, for sure.
You and your folks seem fine.
We try to be. Sometimes we make mistakes, but it's never, we never mean harm.
It don't make no difference.
Fair.
He kind of just continues to eat in silence after that.
Yeah.
You
same.
guys might have like a few like he's not conversational after that, but he doesn't have anything more than that to say. Unless you have like a very specific question.
No.
Okay.
I'm good for now.
Anybody else? At some point, I was gonna say, at some point your wild shape's gonna drop, and you can't go back into it.
I thought I was no longer. I assumed I wasn't a panther anymore for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
Can we roleplay that
Like,
moment
after
of
we
just
sat-
you churning into a human for everybody? Roll an elf.
I'm gonna wait till like all the children are like petting me, and then I'm gonna go.
Now they're all gonna be suspicious of Panther.
Kind of. That's exactly what happens. It's like as soon as you do that, they're like, ah!
Boo.
Oh. And they look to Panther, and he kind of is like, you see his ear just start to twitch. And they're like, do it! Do it! And they start to like poke him, and he's just like...
I'm gonna poke them back and be like, do it. Do it.
Oh, what? What? And the parents are like, let's go. They start to like, man, weird people.
I'm gonna, after Din Din, I'm gonna go and walk away from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a new skill
I have a new skill.
that I'm gonna
Fireball!
Imagine.
Fireball, the 5th level.
I just leave everyone to die. No. I am going to do my own scrying on Herrick.
Okay.
How do I do it? You have to wisdom. So, okay. A target I know very well. It brings the save modifier down by 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know what that means exactly.
Like the difficulty
But it
level or
does
something?
that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's down by 5. And my attack/save is 16.
So as long as it wasn't 21 or harder.
You feel the connection break through. Like you feel like you are connected to him. You can feel Herrick. You do not see anything. There is sort of a cloud to your vision, but you are hearing him, right? So this is what I'm trying to say. Like you feel his presence. You know he's there. You can't see him, and you can't see his surroundings, which is what you should normally be able to do. But you can hear him, and only him. And he says, "Look, I don't know what she's doing there. You can't. I don't know anything. I decided to not know anything. The fact that you're this desperate is just..." And it kind of cuts out in and out. Like it seems like he's talking to someone. You're getting the real intention that he's like talking to people. And so there's these pauses in between some of these things that he's saying. And he says, "No, she's smarter than all you. I know what she's gonna do. You better watch out." "What do you mean?" "Okay, well then..." "Then I believe in her. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I have nothing. Been with you for months, years. I don't know." And that's kind of when... How long does it last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Is it twice as long because of...
Yeah,
your ring?
technically
So
it's a
yeah,
spell duration,
so then
it's 20.
20 minutes. That's why I wanted to make sure. I don't remember what
It's shitty that this is a one-sided conversation, so I'm gonna I don't want to keep RPing these pauses. So let me think. Let me just think for like half a second.
Done. That ring is spell duration, man.
Oh, and also it was down -4 because I had his ring, so it's even better. So it's actually down 9. Ooh.
Okay. So it already worked. So
I didn't know they made me see them then.
Difficulty level demolished.
I thought maybe like you get there.
Now you are there. You have arrived at his location. Like that scene in Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I was going to think like astral projection, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's the thing in Ninja Turtles is that's what he does. Anyway.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that one was for you, Raph. That was just for you.
DuckTales.
You talking about Splinter?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's my favorite scene in the movie.
I was just trying to remember, like, when did Leonardo astrally project? It was like, wait, no, Splinter.
So anyway, Herrick, he continues to say that, well, if she said that, then you best know that she's coming. She's coming for me. She's coming for you. and I'd watch out. And that's basically where that ends. You kind of get, like, if you continue the spell for the whole duration, would you hold the spell for the whole duration is what I'm trying to ask.
No, I think that honestly, I'm a little emotional. I probably wouldn't actually be able to do it.
Okay. I'd say the last thing you actually hear, he's kind of getting roughed up a little bit at the end there.
Yeah, that would probably drop it then.
Yeah. You feel Panther's fur at your feet kind of like rub up.
We have to go find him. I think he's with them. With the bronze wolves.
And we gotta get into Ingmar.
Yeah. I don't know if everyone can join me, though.
It's up to them. We will go. We'll get him out.
Yeah.
You make your way back towards at least camp, right? Like, at least your guys' tents and things. If nobody else has anything else. Evening goes for the rest. It's pleasant conversation. Eventually those people kind of like go to bed. Probably about by like 9. A little bit sooner, maybe like 8. We have an early morning tomorrow. And having said that, like, yeah, you guys kind of are used to waking up at about 9, 8 in the morning to get on your travel, and these people are already outside working. Like, they are already in the fields. They've been in the fields seemingly for hours. So, any parting activities before you
go? So like they're all out there working, like there's nobody like hanging out.
There's a few
like
of the
kids,
kids hanging around, and like there's a few there's a dad or there's a mom just kind of like hanging around, like watching the kids. You know, like, it looks like they might have like a school like functioning, but it's a lot looser. Yeah, there's not like, but the fields are open. Like you can easily see Montauk. Like he stands far above a lot of these things.
Yeah.
He seems very gentle when he's working in the field as well. Like that's just like there's already like a very clear distinction.
I think I would just kind of say goodbye. Like head up to Montauk and the Bartram at least, and thank them.
They reciprocate. They say if you find yourself back towards us again, feel free to stop by. It's not we can't promise a great accommodation, but it's always they kind of give you the impression that they do this semi regularly with people who have to like stop off at their town on their way to something. As you're saying goodbye, Montauk, he says, sorry, Nicholas, I'll see you as well. But Philip, he says to you, when you get to Sestead. Give my best to Daphne.
I can do that.
So long.
See you.
Name.
I'm gonna go find the kids that I became a human in front of.
Yes.
I'm gonna go, psst, hey. Did you know that if you say your name backwards, you can do it? And then I'm gonna just say a fake name backwards and become Panther again.
Okay. Give me a deception check with advantage.
They are kids.
They are kids. They are kids. Also, you're just saying any random name backwards.
Natural
and then turning
freaking
into
20.
Natural 20? Alright.
You're gonna go down in legend.
You have ruined these kids forever. Because...
I was trying to make it for them. I was trying to make them, believe in Santa.
Yeah, you made them believe in Santa. And you also have now damaged them for life if they never get Santa. You see them basically like derailed from their education as well as they sit there trying to like become Panthers.
Years later, they'll go like, "Remember when those adventures came to town?" I'm like, "Yeah, they were really nice, except that one druid was a real asshole, like for no reason."
I feel like they're gonna be like, I was trying to make them believe.
It's very positive. It's a very beautiful and pure moment, but it's just funny to think of like the repercussions down the line of these like kids believing in this thing 10 years later. Fucking knew I couldn't turn into a panther.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna polymorph them randomly, just like.
She undid like 5 years of schooling. It was bad.
So you start headed north.
I run off dramatically, yeah.
Again, this trip is... You guys are following a main road. You know, if you guys wanted to walk off on the beaten path, like, you're welcome. Over the next part of the trip, which is around 140 miles in a row, laying down.
It's 100. Wow, that's a lot shorter than I thought. Don't get me wrong, he's pretty tall.
He's very tall, so it's like so that's 5 a day. Sorry, 50 a day is for you guys on horseback. So just under 3 days. Just under 3 days, you would see Matandore. On the road as well, there are a few other passers-by. There's a few sort of like traveling carts. It seems to be like a traveling apothecary. There is a more of the wagons or like people that are moving seem to be kind of either moving a bunch of stuff or it's kind of like a supply cart. On one of the supply carts, they kind of give you guys. They kind of like try to give you a berth. They don't really discuss anything. They just kind of wave and move on. And a few other walking travelers maybe are heading in your same direction for a while. So general conversations or whatever you want to tell them or whatever they tell you. It's simple things. So Matandore, as you've traveled these 3 days, the landscape is shifting into a much more lush foresting. You're seeing more spatterings of that. You're seeing a couple lakes. You see 2 more rivers along the way, like sneaking through. So it's kind of like getting Pangolin and Flanagan through the river. And once you meet I'm not going to say it. Once you actually meet towards Matandore, you start to see more. It's these interesting structures where the road is actually lit with like road lamps, and those lamps are small sort of conifer trees that have a hollowed out section that has a light source within it.
We found Christmas.
And it starts to happen about 2 miles from where you see a sign that basically directs you towards Montenegro.
It's Halloween Town.
I can't hear you.
Oh, I was saying it's Halloween Town. I was more to myself.
Okay, sorry.
I guess we go into town.
Yeah. It's that thing where I just want to momentarily pause while I'm giving out information to make sure you guys don't need to react to anything. Pop quiz. So you guys move through, following the road. As you continue into the forest, you basically have to pass through the forest to keep heading north, but it's also part of the actual city. The trees start to become roped bridges between them, and there are little outcroppings of what am I trying to say? Like platforms, balconies, things. You start to see people coming out of the trees. You see this city itself has light, and it has streetways and all these things, but they're all naturally made. They have guided certain branches on these larger trees. These are more as you guys get closer, these are more like redwoods, right? These are very big trees. These things have canopies that stretch up 120 feet, and these houses, these buildings or things are very intricately carved into the tree, but it doesn't, Liam, by looking at it, it doesn't seem like a blade has done it. It seems more like a natural grooving, closer to a sanding, right? It's not something that was carved in. It was something that was naturally warped into the design of the tree.
Huh.
People are moving around, milling about. This is towards the end of this is halfway through the 3rd day. So you guys are getting there about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Many different kinds of people here: tieflings, elves, halflings, gnomes, dwarves, humans, half-orcs. You basically see all kinds here. There's a few. You even see a few goblins. And some. What am I trying to say? No, that's it. That's it for now. I thought I had another one.
Is there any sort of weapons shop or blacksmith in town?
Yeah, fairly easy to find. Kind of the main thoroughfare seems to be the main businesses, or you wouldn't have to go too far into the maze of trees to figure it out. It seems also that they put these things in tiers. So this ground floor is a lot of businesses, and then as you look up, you can see a lot more structural housing further up in the trunks of the trees. So as you go up, the more residential it appears. So you do find a blacksmith fairly simple. Are you looking for a weaponsmith or an actual proper blacksmith or an armorer?
Weaponsmith.
Weaponsmith. Okay. There's only one. Yeah. What's up?
I want to come with him.
Yeah, sure. There's really only one in the city anyway. And it seems he's kind of located near what looks to be a barracks. And so it's an elven man, and he is very calmly sort of, at the moment, he's hammering steel into a shape of what you can tell might be a rapier. And as you approach, he kind of continues his work very gingerly. Hello.
Hi there. We're interested in looking at some weaponry.
dips it back, and he says, Carlisle? And you see I'm trying to reason if either of you would have... No. A walking bipedal furred creature steps forward, and it's got this cute little face with these like little whiskers hanging out, semi otter like, and he steps forward, and he has these little, like his outfit in general is very well it's like well groomed, well mannered, and he's got a little belt, and he's got this little like green tunic, and he steps forward. Hello. It's like, yeah, Carlisle, please, our guests would like to see our wares, and I'm currently in the middle of building the blade for the commander, so if you could, or for the captain, sorry, I said commander, it's captain, for the captain, and we wouldn't want to be rude. Why, of course not. Please follow me. And he sort of like motions to like inside, like he was outside in his like smithy, right? So he was much more obvious, and so the little otter man like moves inside, like opens the door, and the actual shop itself is very well manicured and well like worn, like everything again has the feel of shaped wood, and he like takes these little steps up to the counter, and he's like, how may I help you?
I'm in love with Carlisle. I love him so much.
I was just curious what you had in regards to weapons with some range.
Well, we do have, and he sort of like hops down over to this like, it's sort of not a display case, but it's more just like some rungs on the wall where he's like, we have a selection of bows, we have a selection of other aspects of, I suppose if you would be more specific, we could potentially help. Ranged weapons, we have crossbows, bows. We also have created some thrown particles as well. I think that's what they're called.
Something thrown is probably what I'm looking for.
Anything in particular?
I'm just curious what you got. Looking to keep my options open.
Well, and it's like basically daggers, darts, things that you kind of would have already suspected. Nothing super special.
Any of those daggers look particularly cool, or are they just regular old daggers?
They're of a different, like the other ones that you had were from, you got those from, like, right, you have your 2 Aarakocra, and then you have your other 4
regulars.
Yeah. So the other ones that you got are much more rudimentary in design. These ones have a slight curve to them. They are much more, Liam would be able to point out to you that it's a much more elven design. It has like it has no hand guard to them, so they are just like sort of like straight daggers that just kind of, yeah, they like, if you're looking at throwing daggers, like they have more of an aerodynamic sort of feel to them. Not that they're better or worse than the ones you already have. They are still the same kind of like, they just seem to be like a different design to keep that aerodynamic.
Cool. Can I try one?
If he would so choose. He sort of like walks over and puts up a little thing that you can like throw stuff at. Like it's a little target thing. He's like, just try not to hit the walls.
Will do. And I I'll just chuck one.
Yeah, it works very similarly to the ones
way.
that you have, and yeah, I'm not gonna make you attack. It's fine.
Okay.
Like, it flows just as well as the other ones. It doesn't feel any better or worse.
Right.
Good design.
Okay.
Good design.
I'm gonna keep flipping one.
I'm remembering that I lost my throwing axe in the swamps. Do you guys have anything like that? Any sort of throwing axe started thing? I'm looking to replace that.
And he sort of looks through. He's like, "Yes, we do. Yeah, they have a few available. It would be 2 silver."
There isn't any like larger areas I could try out something. Are there any sturdier places, or should I just?
Well, I suppose it depends on what you'd like to do.
I'm testing out some new techniques, and I'm not sure how it's gonna go. So.
Follow me. And so he like kind of just like he like grabs the axe and like walks out with you, and just sort of takes you maybe just around the corner of this tree, around the corner. And there's sort of an open area that doesn't seem to be populated by anybody's buildings or anything like that. It just seems to be like a back alley of sorts. And he's like, we could do it here.
This might work. Out of character. How would a 60-foot cone treat this back alley?
You could direct it in a way that would not deeply affect anything. It might minorly scuff up some tree, but like that's about it.
All right, let's give this a go. I'm going to take the throwing axe, and I'm going to try out one of my fun new spells, Conjure Barrage.
Oh my god.
Conjure.
All right. So you take the throwing axe, and you throw it axe style. And what happens with Conjure Barrage?
You throw a non-magical weapon or fire a piece of non-magical ammunition into the air to create a cone of identical weapons that shoot forward and then disappear. Each creature in a 60-foot cone must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 3d8 damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Okay.
Jesus, dude.
Well, the ground doesn't have a saving throw, so you just for the rest of the group, there is a very loud cacophony in the forest of many things hitting the ground, and you see Carlisle like, "Ah!" That was nice.
Yeah, it seems to work. Yeah, I'll take the axe.
That
And I hand him 2 silver.
You're just like, okay. Kind of like eyes you like. I smell a robot. He just kind of like walks away. He doesn't say that, but he's just like. Yeah. Also,
Suspicious otter.
mainly just because nobody's brought it up. Has anybody let Ark out?
He likes it in there.
He must
I
have set up
assume
a
we
little
didn't
apartment by
close the
now.
tops because we've mentioned him peeking out at moments, so I
Yeah.
assume he can get out when he wants.
Yeah. He's allowed.
He's just in the bag.
Just
He's
to poke
just
his head
been in
out
the
and see where
bag
we're
for
at.
5 days.
Pardon me. Sorry.
I assume he gets out when we're not traveling.
Okay. Something exciting happened. Yeah, so you spend and so he comes back in and he says, "Would you like any of the daggers?"
How much are they a piece?
Silver.
Yeah, I'll take one, and I'll give him the silver.
All right. You can add another dagger to your ever-growing collection.
I'm gonna get up to all 12. I want all the slots in my band. I want all the slots in my bandolier to have a dagger in it.
Mm-hmm.
Something occurred to me, and I just want to double check it with you, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
So, using repeating shot on my pistol, repeating shot says specifically, if you load no ammunition in the weapon, it produces its own, creating a piece of magical ammunition.
Yeah.
But that seems to mean I can load non-magical ammunition into it as well.
Yeah.
So I can use barrage with my gun as well, as long as I'm using the non-magical ammunition. This says thrown non-magical item or shooting a non-magical ammunition.
Yes,
correct. As opposed to shooting from a non-magical weapon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I just realized that reading it out loud to you now. So
yeah.
That's exciting.
So you can have both, either or. Okay. Is anybody else? Or I mean, like, was that all for you two? You guys satisfied? Great.
Was there any... have I seen like a post office or any kind of sort of mail station set up here? Seems like a larger...
Well, there's a non-binary station.
We can finally play. Oh.
Oh, that's good.
Oh shit.
So there doesn't see. Actually, no. This is a major city. So yeah, you would be able to find a place to like send a letter.
I'd like to go there.
Okay. Nothing special about it. It's just not trying to take up more time. You know, it's not a hugely special delivery service. Is there anything specific that you're hoping to send?
Yeah, I'd like to send a letter to the Church of the Raven Queen in Tara.
Okay, they do.
They will be able to go.
They're a Granian-based service.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay, I'd like to send a letter to Barlow.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's much more doable.
Yes.
What does the letter say?
I would like to say. Yeah, I'd just like to say, disease eliminated. Stop. Curse remains. Stop. We'll be on way back. Stop. But I'm just writing stop.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like there's a bunch of things that say stop.
I've heard this is how letters work.
Did you? I'm sorry. Did you say how many days it was?
I just said we're on the way back.
Okay. All right. Then he sort of not he. They take the.
Is there a name tag on the postmaster?
No, there is not. It says postmaster.
Are people talking in general?
They're talking in corporal.
Do I hear any names come up?
You hear, what are you doing? What do you need? What are you asking from me?
I'm trying to feel out if there's a Carvale here.
Okay. You do not hear that name. No. There is not like in casual conversation. It doesn't get brought up. If you want to ask that specifically, you can for sure, but just not normally in conversation. Are you hearing it?
Yeah. I'd just like to ask if they know Carvale.
They say, well, it's a name we know of. It's, our business does reach several of the other cities in Grania. I think he's located in Ryanstead. That's sort of where outside of Sestead, Sestead and Ryanstead are the two, Riham, Ryanstead, and Sestead are the three main, hubs for the mail service. Riham is on the western coast of Grania, so it's kind of like their first communications with Jortenia and with Alolia. And then Sestead is just the capital, so that's also a place. Ryanstead is also the one where it's close to Lenestad. And Sestead is also so close to Ulankar, that's usually where those go through.
Okay.
That one's close to Lenestad, and it's also kind of in this sort of area that it's close to the southern border, that it it can double as a potential for Taro, as well as for Katsu. So that's kind of like where where those hubs are, or where that's where they would kind of gather those information.
Okay,
so,
good to know. I was gonna say
he's like a deputy officer. So it's one of those things where he's not the head of a bunch of stuff, but he is somebody who is in charge of is the information you would get. It's he's it's an administrator. We get mail from that person.
Oh, excellent. They helped me out once, and I knew they worked for the mail system, but I wasn't sure where. So I just wanted to be able to send them something. I'll probably be back with a gift to send them later, maybe. I might do it later.
So you take your letter to Barlow and address it, and it's gets sent off. It's probably going to be. It probably won't be much ahead of you. Probably by a day.
That's fair. Still, sending word just in case we do get waylaid.
Right. So I'm sorry. Did either of you want to? You do have to find lodgings for the night, or you guys have your camp that you get. You guys are in a forest. If you guys went in deep enough or went forward past the city, you guys could still camp for the night. I just wanted to know if you guys wanted to stay in the city, or if you guys wanted to do something else. Let me know.
I look for animals.
You find them very easily. There are. It seems like the city itself is very, the general animal is not going to just run through this town, right? They're not just going to run through the city. It's much too populated. But you do notice that there's a lot more, again, rodents, birds are very easily running through here. It seems like they are less scared of everything. They have more of a reason to be there. Also, the birds nest in the trees, and it's the same thing with the squirrels. And the rabbits are kind of going into the burrows underneath. And it doesn't seem like anybody here is also actively trying to shoo them away or hunt them, right? As you've entered the city, you haven't seen a single meat vendor. You haven't seen anybody who sells it. It also seems like any of the furs or pelts or leather working that you're seeing, it doesn't seem plentiful. It seems how do I say it? Leftovers. If you were to put an idea behind it, it would be something it seems more conservative than plentiful. They only do conservation is what I'm trying to say.
I ask them if anyone wants to come with me.
No, they're pretty sad. A lot of them just kind of say, "No, we're satisfied here. We got food. Shelter. That's about all we need."
Well, have you ever
people are nice here.
we're starting an army. So,
Army? What's an army?
a herd.
What, no. A lot of the birds are like, we got a flock. I already got a flock. And some of the squirrels are like, I like my own space.
Like,
The rabbits are like, I got 18 kids. I don't need to join the world.
you need a job to take care of.
I do have a job. Thank you.
I did think you were gonna. I was just like joking about looking for animals, but then you went in a really long, beautiful answer, so I felt bad.
I have to make something of this.
I
got apparently Nameless's goal is like, we're starting an army of
no, I don't know.
like rabbits and squirrels and birds.
What is this?
What
Some kind
Disney
of suicide
Right.
No, that was the elephants.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Whew.
All right.
All right. So if there's nothing else, then yeah. Are you guys gonna try to stay in the city, or are you guys gonna camp?
I think she
I'm
said she wanted to
camping.
stay. What's up?
She said
I'm
camping.
camping.
You're camping?
I'm glamping.
I want to do. Are there any notable businesses or anything that have the clan symbols that I'd recognize? Dwarven or gnome. I'm actually expecting there to be more gnome than dwarven here. But
Actually, yeah. You do see. Give me a second. Let me bring up my list. Let's see. Be. Showing it up. Oh man, I don't know why my list isn't updated on my iPad. I'm sorry.
wow.
I have all of their names, and that's the problem. So, like, I need those names. I would say you do have. Yeah, can you bring up the appendix real quick?
It's under.
I
Is
have
anybody
it.
else? So Nameless is camping. Thank you, Jackie. I would rather have it here where I can actually see it than
Throw the computer.
So then go into the organizations tab, and it'll be at the very bottom.
Further.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
He put the dwarves way down there.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it would
Someone's
actually
never
be
looked at this.
Yeah, the sliverworm.
Yikes.
Sliverworm. Interesting.
Slivier worm. Yeah.
Okay. Do I generally know what they do?
You haven't spent that.
Yeah, I
you
haven't
would
talked
need
to
to spend a
anyone
lot
directly.
more time like learning the clans to be able to know that.
Yeah. What kind of? So is this like a symbol on an establishment or something?
Yeah, it's an establishment. You can tell that like their export seems to be literary.
My favorite.
Yeah, it's
Still-
a lot of
still
like
literary.
you like entering their establishment. You see a lot of like I don't remember what the term is for like
Books.
Well, the like a copy editor, like somebody who's actually like taking the original and then like
Oh, a
rewrite.
scribe?
Yeah, I guess that is scribe, isn't it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
so
Censor.
So you see a few scribes like copying books, and like they're making a bunch of copies of things that they already have, but their walls are sort of lined with a bunch of different books. It seems like, you get the intention that like they are a dissemination of information, of like stories, books. There's some scrolls here and there.
Is it predominantly gnomish? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they are a gnome establishment.
Okay. Yeah, I want to just kind of like browse. Do the books seem to cover everything, or do they seem to have like an actual focus?
No focus. It even just for the sake of brevity, like what you find is more just like there's a real feel of these people get paid to record other people's thoughts, other people's stories, or like somebody's like, I want this book repaired. Can you please take this and like rewrite it?
Can I talk to them in Gnomish and just kind of greet them?
Yeah, they greet it back and well met.
Wow, this is quite the operation you have going here.
It's just one of our many establishments.
I'm a Frater Fuller, but I'm.
You like?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got the pendant thing. Yeah. I'm a Frater Fuller, but I, ashamedly, don't know terribly much outside of my own clan. I was actually wondering if would you have any material that you would recommend for, say, learning more about the Hell Pike, learning more about learning more about the Rovak or anything.
So you're looking more for something like a clan guidebook or sort of what amounts to maybe like a cheat sheet?
Well, not a cheat sheet so much as I just would like to understand the culture of the individual clans more, I suppose. So not so much like, not so much a list of the things that this clan likes, but more like, say if there's a text that is important to a particular clan, I would like to read it.
Well, let me see what we have. He kind of goes and searches for. He pulls out 3 books and says, "Well, at the moment, all I have available are these 3 books. It is the Rovak and the pardon me, the Rovak, the Aquilum, and also us in the Sleeverworm is sort of a history, a lineage and genealogy, and how we were formed. The 3 books would roughly cover the same things.
Yeah,
the clans usually curate this thing through us, and we would have a better selection, a more open selection in Ulankar. But will you just stay in town for the next week? I could actually get one delivered.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure I have that time.
Well, I have the books right here that I have, and you are certainly welcome to find us in our other locations.
I think I could do that. Would it be possible to order by mail as well?
I suppose, yes.
Oh, I may.
We would have to charge you for the delivery as well.
That's no problem. Sure, I'd happily take these if you don't mind. How much would that be? Or
well, for each book, it's actually going to be 5 silver pieces per book.
Sure, not a problem. Yeah, I can pay that easily.
Sure. They're like the Rovak and the Aquilum are dense.
I figured they're 2 of the pillars.
Yeah. Whereas this Leverworm is about half that.
Which is funny considering
they know how to write.
That's fair. I apologize for writing you a long letter. I didn't have the time to write you a short one.
Yeah.
One of those situations. Yeah. I think that's it for now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Nameless is camping. What are the other 3 doing?
I have marshmallows.
Love to find an inn with a pub if I can. Grab a drink and a bed for the night.
Me too.
Very easily found. Rooms for the night would equal. Room and board is basically is going to run you about 2 silver for per night. So Lolly.
I'm gonna camp with Nameless.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I was also gonna camp.
Great. So the 3 of you kind of find a spot, set up the tent, put up Flanagan.
Oh.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to do it with him. You can go separately and alone, for sure.
I'm just kidding.
Evening comes and goes. You guys have a rousing time back in the inn. A few people are curious about Pangolin.
Is this when Fight Club starts?
Did he ask for a fight club?
He was like, I'd like to look for a fight club in this town, please.
We just never did, so maybe he does now.
Well, he missed his chance then. Maybe he'll never know if there's ever been a fight club here.
The fight club was back in Dita, but we just left.
Nita was in charge of it. She's the time leader.
At the inn as well, you do see a few more of those otter people. They seem to be kind of just like helping the business. They're kind of they're wait staff. They're the bartender. They are also the caretakers. You see them kind of just like enjoying the work, but also doing it well, and also everybody around them is like treating them better than they treat other people. Like they seem to be giving like a lot more praise to these otter people.
You can't not tip an otter well.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's one of those things where it just seems like natural. It's not like a bunch of people putting on a face. It seems like they genuinely are like, thank you so much, like, and it kind of gives them a little shimmy, you know. They are happy to receive the praise. Morning comes, and if there's no other business within Matentare, you head northward, and we are sitting at
spell time.
120.
Spell time.
Okay. Then the next potential stop, if you guys so chose, would be Timus, and that's about. It's the last city before Sestead. Sestead is about 130 miles away from Timus, and from you guys right now, it's going to be day and a half to get to Timus, and then from there, an additional like 2.5 days to get to Sestead.
So I actually wanted to talk to Nameless while we were camping.
Yeah, it's fine. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing else happens. That's what I'm trying to say.
Or just like, I assume she doesn't need to sleep as long as other people.
She doesn't.
So I assume if I get up a little early, she'll be up, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to go up to her, and I assume Panther's probably there too.
Mm-hmm.
Just say, I'm assuming you want to find the people who did that. Yes, you want to find the Bronze Wolves?
Yeah.
I think I have a lead. That device was sent to Corhall from Rhinestead. So...
Let's pretend I have a really not wide knowledge of that world. Where is that?
It's over close to the border of Lenestad. I'm sure that they're operating in Angmar, but as we can see, they're not only in Angmar. And if we want, we can try to trace this back and figure out how they did this, why they did this, who ordered it. Or...
I mean, I also think we can just go through the door.
we could. I'm just... It's up to you. This is more your fight than mine. I just wanted to let you know that if we wanted to get more information first, I think we have a lead. But I want to see
I'm-
this stop. So however you decide we're going to do that, I'm going to be there.
I have personal gains also. So I might not be the best person. I know that I can be selfish. So, it's really hard to know that, there are people who were young who died because of it, yeah.
There are so many layers to what they did. They didn't just give them a disease. They did it in a way that was purposefully painful. They did it in a
Yeah,
way
but part
that
of me understands, and that makes me a bad person to some extent.
doesn't make you a bad
Because
person.
I get it. They're we're a disease to the world around us. They were abusing the world around us, and I get it. And that part of me scares me.
The fact that it scares you,
I
I
don't
think,
think-
is what matters. You know there's a better way.
I had no problem telling Liam to kill people. I didn't stop for a second.
But you did it to stop it from happening to more people. It was the right decision, and
Yeah, but you don't act like it was.
I wanted things to be different, but they're not. That's the way it is. I wanted the curse gone because then maybe I could fix all of them, but that's not the case. And leaving the disease there wasn't going to help, and you all made the right choice. If you're talking about selfishness, there's still a chance to fix them the way that they are, even if I can't do it.
Well, yeah.
It's prevented any more victims from happening, so
I mean, I know that. I know. I'm just saying that it might not be... I'm not ready to make that decision right now.
it's fine. I just wanted you to have that information.
I'd have to look at a map to decide. And see what's better.
It would definitely be out of the way. It's just...
Well, maybe we should get home first, because
Yeah, for sure.
I am a little worried about the wolves. And I'm sure Setlali is worried about the babies.
Yeah.
They're probably actually kind of older now.
Yeah. No, we all just need to get home. I agree with that.
I hope that everyone's okay. And Juliet's probably in the house somewhere.
She's been on a bender for about 6 months at this point.
So long. It's been so long.
Juliet, the character who's never made an appearance on stream,
Yeah.
but we still all canonically agree is in the mansion somewhere drinking.
Because I keep hoping that Max will destroy us one day.
Well, you guys regularly don't go to those dungeon cells, so.
Oh.
Well, that's the best place for Becky with the good scales to thrive, so...
It's true.
So Becky with the good scales.
So Becky.
Yeah.
So Becky. Alright. Can you repeat, I was RPing, what the name of the
Rhinestead. It's basically, I'm assuming it's R-H-I-N-E,
No.
or is it R-Y-N?
R-I-A-N stead.
R-I...
So it's
Oh, so
meant-
like Ryan Johnson.
Sure.
Like Ryanstead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Ryan's
more...
dead.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. I've said my piece. I don't know.
You all hitch back up for the morning ride.
I want to see the otters, man. They weren't in any of the places I went.
Sorry.
I tell Philip all about the really cute otter in the weapons shop. And
I run.
His name's Carlisle, and he has a
What?
cute little tabard.
Oh, Nameless runs? I also run.
I want to see him.
I basically got the words,
Do
I
you?
saw a cute, and they were gone.
Oh, if they say I saw a cute otter, yeah. Just really quick, just a quick glance.
You like, and he's outside working with the blacksmith, the weaponsmith, and he's sort of just like holding one of the metal, like as they keep like folding the steel, and so he keeps like turning it and helping it. He's about the size of a halfling, like a halfling or a gnome.
I need to...
Oh, you are really cute.
He's got his little.
Okay.
He's got a tunic. He's got just like he's got a tunic, like a green tunic. He's got a belt. He's got a little like on the belt. He's got a little like pouch, and he kind of just like keeps helping turn the steel.
Oh, wow. Okay. It was nice to see you.
Are you trying to talk to him?
I said he was cute.
And
He
he's
ignored
like-
me, so I left.
He says, thank you. Yes, thank you. I am cute. You're right.
Oh, you're so confident, too. I leave.
Okay.
I just wanted to see.
It's like, I have so many
Oh,
questions.
Philip, you really missed... Oh, you're there.
I have so
Yeah.
many questions, but everybody wants to leave.
This city exists.
It does. I just needed to, like, did you seriously put Garships into the game? In the episode where we gave away the Garship supplement?
Honestly, it is ridiculously serendipitous because I made Matandure months ago, and I remember I was like, okay, I want it to be this woodland town. Like, I want to be like this, a cool, like, interwoven into these trees. And then when I saw the Garships, I was like, oh, I'm fucking putting them there.
So it was completely...
It is by chance. It's
Huh.
legitimately, like, they've been there for a long time.
I literally just randomly picked that supplement too.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to contain myself when you were talking about it. Like, hey, did you want one? I was like, whoa, well, if they stop in the city, they're going to be for a treat.
All right.
A treat!
Ha!
Yeah, that too.
Ha!
Thanks.
Yeah, I had to get his push to talk on so he can make sure. You guys head out of Monterey. You make your way north. Again, day and a half to actually reach, to reach Timus. Are you wanting to stop off in this city, or are you wanting to just keep moving for the rest of your day, and then the rest of the days leading up to Sestead?
Yeah, I think I would like to at least stop and take a look around Timus.
Okay, so
Have a time of our life.
you guys get towards the city. It is a sort of hexagonal structure, and as you like, the walls of the city is like these like hexagon. And entering the city, fairly simple, easy. You guys have your rites of passage basically through this place, and there is a full garrison, even more on the walls than at Sestead. And you see, you get told by the entry guard, the rules are you have a residential section that you are allowed to reside in, or to take your night's rest in, if you are staying for the evening. And there's also a place that that's where they have supplies. That's where they have things that you can just if you're just trying to stop by to get some provisions and leave. It is a military installation. As you enter the city, you see further in that the entire city has been built as a functioning how It functions like American Ninja Warrior, like what is that? Like a relay, you know, like it's like this like obstacle course. It's this giant sort of like everything moves, and as you step in, you're also seeing that all of the soldiers, or a very predominant amount of the soldiers, are Ganassi.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's an inn, there's a few places to get provisions, but there's not much more to this town. It seems like it's like you get told this is a city that is chiefly for it's like a military base. It's a place where people are trained in the Granian military, and they have a small town that they're, you know, able to go through as part of that.
Are any of these shops, do any of them have like a clan symbol that I recognize?
No. This is much more strict.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like you're going to get a lot of stuff from this unless you hunt for it.
Yeah. Is this a place that we want to actually stop and spend time, or do we want to just keep going? Just keep going? Alright.
You guys stop off, take a brief break, like half-hour rest, get some water, get some, light food, and you guys move on. Reaching the end of your night, would you guys press on for the next part of your journey, and finally, the end of a 9-day journey, you stretch your legs at the city walls of Sestead. And that is where we will call it for the evening. Thank you so much for coming by. Thanks for watching. Also, congratulations again to whoever won.
Insert name here.
Great. I don't know what she's pointing down to or pointing over. I don't know what it is, but
I was pointing down to Shaquelin.
Shaquelin.
I'm like,
it's her.
I'm like so
name.
upset that like serendipitously the Garship appeared when I decided to randomly give away the Garship because I love the Garship, but the Garship were in a place where like it wouldn't make sense for us to stop and actually like engage with the Garship. They're showcased well. I want to do more Garship.
We can go back there. We have a house that moves.
Also, it's like it's not like it's not like, what I'll say is it's not the only place I intend to put them, but it's the main place I intend to put them.
Heck yeah.
Can I request that they get put everywhere?
No.
Can we bring a Garship?
Oh, you can request it. I
tried. Yeah.
But thank you, everybody.
Can I request that one is named Peanut Butter Jelly? Peanut Butter and Jelly.
Oh, PB&J, the show on...
PB&J
was that on PBS?
Yeah.
I think so.
Peanut BB&J Otters.
Or was that a Disney show?
Oh, it was on Disney.
Disney Channel.
It was Disney.
It was a Disney channel.
I thought it was
Because I'd wake up at
Nickelodeon.
6 a.m. to watch it right after Bear in the Big Blue House.
Aww.
And on that note, goodbye, good friends.
Thank you so
So
much.
long
Bye.
farewell
Thank you
to
for
you,
coming.
my friends.
Yeah.
So long. Farewell.